Broadcasting live from Joy 106.3 FM studios, it's the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show with the Gridiron Gang. Fellas, let's flip the switch and do this. Broadcasting live.
Very pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. I'm your host, Coach Darold Williams, here with my co-host, Mr. Ralph Smith, and the professor, Mr. Larry Wesley. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Ready for some Wildcat football on tomorrow night against the Miami Hurricanes. Ralph, I know it's a short week, big guy. Got a W under your belt on last Saturday. How's it going this week so far? Yeah, how's it going, Ralph?
Well, first of all, I hate Thursday games because here it is Wednesday and I got to get ready to go see my Wildcats. But I'll do it, and I gladly do it, and I can't wait to get there, actually.
Definitely can't wait to get there to watch our Wildcats take on the Hurricanes of Miami. Mr. Wesley, how's it going, sir?
Pretty good, Daryl. I said it's been a short week, but it's been a tough week. I want to start my thoughts on the loss of a great Wildcat football player. Benny Sunshine Hudson was a running back. Came in the class of 72 and finished in 76. Beloved by so many Wildcats.
So many
Wildcats. Tragically, we lost him on Sunday, and Facebook has been filled with commentary about him. And boy, I tell you, he's a forever Wildcat. You would never meet a more pleasant guy. Never heard a person say a bad thing about Benny in all my years of being a Bethune-Cookman grad. Even when we were students, he was just a phenomenal person. His smile could light up a room, and so a lot of Wildcats, whether you're a football player or just common Wildcat student who came across the path of Benny, were better for having met him, and that's a tremendous loss for us, and we'll be trying to get more details about his services and have more information, but just want to get that word out. So it's been sort of a gloom kind of week for me, talking with people about that. On the same note, a gentleman who worked for Bethune-Cookman for a number of years in compliance. He was not a Bethune-Cookman graduate, but he did a yeoman's job at Bethune-Cookman in the compliance capacity. One Daryl Hills he's an A&T grad, but he's from Tampa, Florida, and we lost him on Friday of this week. So a lot of athletes and a lot of people who wear maroon and gold got to know Daryl real well. Reggie Thomas came after Daryl, to handle compliance. So tough week for me right now, but maybe it'll get better as we start talking about football and looking at the fact that we got a primetime game tomorrow night, and we're on the ACC network. And I think a lot of people are looking forward to seeing the Wildcats, particularly after a victory on Saturday against Savannah State.
Definitely looking to see some more Wildcat football. As I said, definitely a short week. And we're back at it, again, playing a foe who we know very well. And definitely that, Coach Woody knows very well, as they were on the Oregon staff together. So we'll talk more about that here shortly, but definitely prayers go out to both of those families and to all the Wildcat family. Yeah, definitely. Guys, that'll take us into our SWAC week recap. First up, Grambling goes to LSU. Final score is that game, LSU 72, Grambling 10. No surprises there. Texas.
Good information coming out of Baton Rouge about the young man from Grambling who suffered a real severe injury, and now initially he had numbness or no feeling in his limbs, but now they're going to release him from the hospital as early as next week.
I talked to some of our friends from the Icon 1901, which most of them are from, the Grambling family, right. And they were really positive about his outcome. I know Coach Jackson took it pretty hard, but he's making a great recovery. He's making a great recovery.
He really is. And on that same line, Daryl, same thing can be said about the great safety from the University of Miami.
Yes, Kitchen. Yeah, definitely.
So good to hear him progressing as well. He was carted off the field, and all signs point to him making a real complete recovery. We hope that he's a great kid out of Miami, Florida.
Definitely so.
Northwestern High School.
Texas Southern goes to Toledo. Final score of that game, 71-3 Toledo. As we said a few moments ago, Savannah State comes to Daytona. We send our good friends from Savannah back home with a 31-6 L. It's great to get Coach Woody his first W of the season, and we look forward to many, many more, and we'll cover that shortly, as we said. I won't say probably, the surprise of the weekend, Miles College goes to Alabama State and upsets Alabama State 21-17.
Ralph and I were talking. I went back and watched the game myself, and I was telling some friends in Jacksonville because in the SIAC, Miles has always been in the western part of the conference.
Right.
And so back in our days, we never played Miles, but now they cross over a little bit east to west, a little bit better. But Miles reminded me so much of Savannah State. As big as Savannah State was, did not look like an ordinary Division II school.
No, they didn't.
When I got Ralph talking about he was going to call to check and see if he could find out whether number 55.
And he did just that. He didn't call, but he did some extra research.
Right, because they were supersized as far as their weight classes for a Division II school. Same thing with Miles, and I don't think Alabama State had any idea that Miles was going to come in there and punch them in the mouth as they did.
Right, definitely so.
Yeah, I mean, because if you look at the game, Alabama State appears to be walking in slow motion. They going through the routines, and Miles played 4 quarters.
And they dominated the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they played 4 quarters.
They came from 10 points down and won it in the fourth quarter.
They sure did. That's why, you can never really look down on your opponents. No. You got to go in there, punch in their mouth real quick, and let them know that you're there.
And not even saying, as we have commented on every show, and, it's a little different at Miles, I'm sure, but look at what NIL is doing for
everything. Yeah. It is the new language.
Oh, so I can go there and play, and you're going to give me $100 a month or what have you?
I didn't want to say that.
Well, we have to say
I know that's reality.
Right.
It's the pink elephant.
Is it reality, though?
It is. It's the only reality.
It's the pink elephant in the room for every division. It doesn't make any difference.
But, again, but my point is that we tend to be slow to catch on to what's going on. We're a little slow to react, and how are we going to deal with this new reality? Because, when Saban said that Texas A&M bought their team, nobody really understood what he was saying. But I did. I knew what he was talking about.
The fact of the matter is, and not to get away from the SWAC recap, but the fact of the matter is like, you look at the big programs, right? You see every 2 years they're changing their facilities because recruiting is a big thing.
That's right.
And the biggest thing in recruiting is NIL.
It used to be facilities.
Right.
But they realized they couldn't go to McDonald's just saying, we got this facility.
Right.
So NIL gives them.
The NIL has done something to football that I think Nick Saban saw.
Yep.
When you're fighting an arms battle based on facilities, and everybody was trying to upgrade their facilities.
Right.
We could clearly see that taking place. Once you put money on the table,
Totally different animal.
I
now
mean,
you create parity across the board.
every time somebody upgrades their facility more and more, you can't turn around and say, okay, we got to do this,
Right.
you know.
Right.
You got to.
Because, guys, at the end of the day, I don't care what the coaching staff is, how brilliant they are with their X's and O's. If you don't have the Jimmys and the Joes, you got a problem.
But just remember what Dion said what he said to the guys in Colorado. He said, "I'm bringing some Louis Vuitton here."
Yeah.
I'm bringing my baggage,
I'm bringing
and it's
my
Louis,
luggage.
baby.
I'm bringing my luggage with me.
That's what he said.
He told the truth. I'm bringing my
And what is it doing?
And it's made him the epicenter of the universe for college football.
And you can't find a seat in Colorado.
No, they were just saying on the radio driving in. The cheapest ticket Saturday for Nebraska, Oklahoma was $450. They were higher than the Broncos tickets.
Wow.
But I mean,
Yeah.
we'll catch them.
That's the new name, name of the game. So when you playing Division II or Division III or FCS, guess what? Those are wonderful categorizations for the NCAA. They don't say anything about talent.
Right.
Because
Right.
that Division II or III, that might be putting some more money on the table to get those athletes in
Right.
there.
Right.
They're not going to look like the regular Division II
They
or
aren't.
III team.
No.
And Savannah State nor Miles look like a Division II school.
Nah.
FAMU goes to South Florida and gives them a game. Final score of that game, USF 38, FAMU 24.
And they win the football game the entire
The
game.
yeah.
Into the fourth quarter, it was just a one-touchdown game.
Musa threw for 374 yards on the day.
That's the kind of FC.
Right, that's
who you want to play.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
We get them next year,
Exactly.
you know.
Right.
We
Right.
Yeah.
Lane goes to Alabama A&M. Final score of that game, Alabama A&M 51, Lane College 13. No surprise there.
No, it went by just like I thought it would go.
Alcorn at Stephen F. Austin. Final score of that game, Stephen F. Austin 38, Alcorn 10.
I figured it would be a closer game. I gave Stephen F. Austin the edge. It was at Stephen F. Austin. Sometimes Alcorn plays them really well. They beat them a couple of times.
Yeah, but
you know?
see, Alcorn has a problem that a lot of other SWAC teams have. Alcorn don't have a quarterback. And if you got nobody to spin it,
It's hard to run your offense or hard to start the car without a key. Okay.
So, one of our loyal listeners or watchers, FAMU had 5 turnovers and 115 yards in penalties. Take a couple of those turnovers away, and that could totally be a different game. I mean, it was already a tight ball game, but you can't make those mistakes.
I went in there thinking that FAMU had a darn good, because of their explosiveness,
Right.
they had a darn good chance to be in that football game. They were. But again, you minimize those little things that win games, turnovers and penalties, normally play a major factor in who's
Definitely so. Definitely so.
Yeah.
Definitely.
yeah.
Tennessee State goes to Arkansas Pine Bluff. Tennessee State wins that game 24-14 against Arkansas Pine Bluff.
A struggle of a game played in Memphis, the Southern Heritage Classic, and it was a good football
Yes, sir.
game.
Yes, sir.
Into the fourth quarter. In fact, Tennessee State was fortunate to come out of there with the W.
With the W, definitely. Mm-hmm. Jackson State goes to Southern. Jackson State wins that contest 27-14.
But now, see, I watched this game as well.
Right.
And the one thing that Jackson State did consistently that Southern couldn't is quarterback play.
It means so much, right?
You got to have somebody to spin it.
You got to have a what? What we call him? A trigger man.
You got to have a
You
trigger.
got to have a trigger man.
It was a physical football game,
Yep.
a trench warfare game. Jackson State made a few more plays. Southern got out early. They had Mumford packed. The stadium was packed.
Right.
You know, but again, give Jackson State credit.
Yes.
You know, they stretched it out and had a cushion going into the fourth quarter and ended up winning that rivalry game.
Definitely. And then Abilene Christian goes to Prairie View A&M. Abilene Christian wins that contest 45 to Prairie View's 16.
Watch Abilene Christian. They're very, very good.
They are.
They're going to be a playoff team this year.
Yeah.
They're very good.
They are, guys. Fans, go ahead. If you're tuning in, go ahead, share the Wildcats Gridiron Show. We are live streaming on Facebook and YouTube Live, and we're also on Joy 106.3 FM, Daytona's #1 gospel radio station. That'll take us right into our Pro First Sports Management SWAC week schedule and rankings. Of course, on tomorrow evening, our Wildcats go down to Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida, to face the number 22 Miami Hurricanes. That's a 7:30 p.m. kickoff, as Mr. Wesley said, on the ACC network. Then following us on Saturday, Florida Memorial goes to Grambling. That's a 3 p.m. kickoff there in Grambling. Then Miles College goes to Arkansas Pine Bluff. That's going to be a good game to watch. That's going to be a good game to watch. That's a 5 p.m. kickoff there in Arkansas Pine Bluff. What's Florida goes to FAMU. That's a 6 p.m. kickoff there in Bragg and Tallahassee. Real quick, Jerry say they may have left Eddie George in Memphis if he would have lost to Pine Bluff.
He was that game was in the balance. It really was. It truly was in the balance from that perspective to the very end.
West Florida, I don't know if they're starting quarterback, but they have the young man from Nice, I believe.
Yeah,
right.
the guy
that was going to Florida.
Yeah.
Right.
I was about to say, Daryl, they can score points.
Yes, they can.
Offense
yes, they can.
So this could be very much of a shootout.
They have a big-time running back that I know we were looking at, who came from Middleburg High School, who is a runner there. Then Prairie View goes to SMU. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff there in Dallas. Texas Southern at Rice. That'll be a good game.
Well, I don't know. We went through the scores. I don't know if you saw this. Andrew Botta didn't play in that game.
Really?
Oh, he did?
No. I don't know. I don't know what.
Because I thought
it started a freshman and a sophomore. But again, in this NIL situation, I'm wondering if he's still with the team.
Right.
That's a good point, Larry. Larry, that's a good point.
I'm serious about that, but he did not. I went through the box scores. He didn't play at all.
That's a good point, though.
Alabama A&M goes to Southern. Southern looking for their first win of the season. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff there in Munford Stadium in Baton Rouge. Mississippi Valley at Delta State, 7 p.m. kickoff in Cleveland, Mississippi. McNeese State at Alcorn State, 7 p.m. kickoff there at Alcorn. And then rounding out Jackson State at Texas State, 8:30 p.m. kickoff in San Marcos, Texas.
Remember now, Texas State beat Baylor.
Beat Baylor, yes, sir. We have one of their products here in Mr. Washington.
Yeah. So
definitely.
That's a game you really want to kind of keep an eye on. McNeese State assault against Florida Saturday. Their program that's trying to come up.
They're coming up. Yeah, definitely.
But again, Alcorn does not have a quarterback.
Ralph is riding. He's riding that quarterback.
Well, that's one of the things that I understand now. If you ain't got a trigger man, you really ain't got nothing. And you remember last year when we played Alcorn and we gave them the victory. What they had tried everybody at quarterback, and the last quarterback they had was a receiver, and he still had his receiver gloves on. I never tried to play quarterback.
That ain't gonna work.
Not gonna work.
Our FCS computer rankings in the SWAC. Coming in at number 32, we have Jackson State. Number 33 is FAMU. They moved back from 14. Alabama A&M comes in at 61. They were previously 62. Texas Southern comes in at 73. They were previously 69. Alabama State comes in at 79. They were previously 57. And those Wildcats coming in at 83. We were 111. Alcorn State comes in at 85. They were previously 80. Southern University comes in at 91, previously 78. Prairie View comes in at 102, previously 91. Grambling State comes in at 109. They were previously 118. And Arkansas Pine Bluff comes in at 120, previously 114.
Very deceptive. We got two coaches in this conference. You mentioned it earlier. That are new coaches, but boy, are they good coaches.
Right, very good coaches.
Very good coaches. That having Arkansas Pine Bluff at the bottom right now,
right.
They're going to upset some people in this conference. They're very well coached, And I look for those rankings to change as we go through the season.
Definitely so. Definitely looking for those rankings to change as we go through the season. Real quick, let's go through our SWAC football standings. In the East, number 1, FAMU comes in at 1-0 in the conference, 1-1 overall. Alabama State comes in, no wins in the conference, 1-1 overall. Our Wildcats come in at number 3 in the East, 0-0 in the conference, 1-1 overall. Alabama A&M 0-0, 1-1 overall. Mississippi Valley, same way. So it's
early.
It's early. Jackson State 0-1, they're 2-1 overall, and that rounds it out for the East. In the West, Prairie View A&M, they're 1-0 in the conference, 1-1 overall. Arkansas Pine Bluff comes in at number 2. Alcorn State number 3. Grambling number 4. Southern number 4. All these guys have not played any conference games as of yet. They are 0-2 on the season, and then 0-2. Texas Southern rounds it out. So that's what it's looking like in the SWAC as of right now. Want to give a huge shout out to 2 of our listeners, watchers. Big shout out, happy birthday to Miss Westine Lodge. It was great to see her this weekend.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
Take pictures with her over by the lake. And then just want to wish her a happy birthday. And then tuning in, it's great to see Miss Bonnie tuning in on the show with us. Hadn't heard from her in a while. It's great to see her. Hope she's doing well.
Get well, Miss Bonnie.
Yes, definitely so. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Guys, as we said earlier, huge loss of Mr. Benny Hudson.
Absolutely.
Very touching to hear that on Sunday. Very surprising. As Benny does or did with numerous persons, he went back, we go back a long way. So just like I say, prayers for his family and the other gentleman who passed.
Daryl Hill, yes.
Mr. Hill, who passed away. But we'll keep that Wildcat spirit going, as I know they would have it. Benny would be right here tuning in.
No question about it.
He definitely would be right here tuning in. So we have to keep that legacy going. Larry, you got any moments in Wildcat history as we are covering our 100 years of football?
Well, we were talking about the South Carolina State Cookman game last week, the first game of the season for 1972 in that championship season. And the second game would have been played this coming week, this Saturday. Bethune ventured up to venerable Herndon Stadium on the campus of Morris Brown, which is always a tough place to play.
Very much so.
The Wolverines of Morris Brown, and the Wildcats actually came out victorious that day against Morris Brown, 26-10. I will never forget when we got to the game. There were 3 little kids from the Atlanta area climbing over the fence to get ready to look at the game. And as they climbed up on the fence as we were coming in, one of the little kids said, "Oh my God, but Morris Brown is playing the Washington Redskins. They look just like the Washington." Because we had those sharp-looking uniforms, and we played like the Washington Redskins that day too. We dominated that football game by the score of 26-10, and that was our first conference victory of the year. South Carolina State had just moved to the MEAC out of the OSIC, but it was a thrilling time to go up there and get the first victory on the road in a tough place like Morris
Very
Brown.
tough to play up there.
Very tough.
Thank you for tuning in, Miss Annie Thomas. Great to have you here on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Guys, let's go into our Bethune-Cookman versus Savannah State recap. Man, I tell you, great atmosphere coming into the stadium as we were standing out. Let's cover one thing so we can go ahead and get this out of the way, because a lot of people came up and asked, did we do the legacy walk? So I know a lot of fans aren't very familiar with Coach Woody's coaching career as per se, but we who go to practice know that if you're on time, you're behind time with Coach
Pretty
Woody.
much.
So
that's what happened to a lot of the fans Saturday.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Like, normally teams arrive at the stadium about 2 hours before the game. Those buses pulled in at 1:50 on Saturday, 4 p.m. kickoff.
Right.
Those buses pulled in at 1:50 on Saturday. By 1:53, the walk proceeded on by. So I say all that to say, if you want to catch the legacy walk, which we are still doing because it's all about legacy.
Right.
It's all about legacy.
Yep.
You got to get there early.
Gotta get there.
You got to get there early because everything is going to be
On time.
legit on time.
Exactly.
So, just wanted to cover that before we go on. Great tailgate. Great job, guys. There was a lot of fish to be had,
And curly fries.
Yes, the curly
Yes.
fries and the barbecue sauce went over
Courtesy of
great.
a professor over here. Did it by hand.
Yes.
Dedication, man. That's
Hey.
totally
They're
dedication.
trying to kill the old man. I tell you.
Even the alligators were coming up trying to get some, right? Now, a great time had by all. It was great to see the parking lot like it was, man.
Oh, yeah.
It was great to see the parking lot like it was.
It
and
was lit.
just,
It was high anticipation. You could tell.
yeah, definitely high anticipation. Our Wildcats, we started out kind of slow. We started out kind of slow, but it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish.
It is.
It's about how you finish. First play from scrimmage, we go 38 yards down the field. Walter Simmons, the third to Tink Boyd. Tink transfer from Virginia Tech. Yeah, definitely. We stalled out a couple of times, trying to get our rhythm, trying to see what Savannah State was going to do. And as we mentioned earlier, those guys are great size. They were moving the ball. I still had a little hint of vanilla on our tongues, right?
They did a great job early.
Yes.
Savannah State did in disrupting the line of scrimmage.
Yes.
With leakage, blitzing. They took some of our RPO game with the running of the quarterback away from us.
Yes.
And the pitch man. They were stunning on defense.
Right.
Early in the ball game.
Early in the ball game.
And yet they were still playing a cover two.
Right. And with size,
Oh,
that matters.
Size
does.
in the trenches.
Right, in the
and
trenches.
linebackers that were filling and had good
Yes.
size.
Yes. And
They was not like a normal Division II school.
No.
And they were. I thought they were well coached.
they reminded us of MEAC Savannah State.
They,
Right.
Listen, I went back and I told some people, some friends who are grads of the SIC schools, and I said, let me tell you something. They got Savannah State pegged too low in the SIAC.
Yeah,
They're
definitely.
They're going to be upper three.
Yeah, I think
in that
so.
conference.
I think
they're
so.
very good, just like Miles. In fact, I look for Miles and Savannah to be either 2 or 3 behind Benedict. But
Definitely.
they're much better than anybody would have thought.
Very. You can't let them sneak up on you because
And they know what they're doing on both sides of the
Yes.
football.
Yes,
the
they do.
offense
Yes.
was very, very creative and imaginative.
Great
they
play
had
call.
people open. They ran good schemes. Their running backs ran hard. They had good size in the offensive line.
Yep.
They were a complete ball club.
take away some drops, and we were in a puppy fight, but or we were in a cat fight,
Cat fight.
Yeah.
And the other thing, they were good in the kicking game.
They were
sound in the kicking
They were.
game.
They were.
Definitely.
Numerous times I looked over in the gold chair section because my friend Ralph Smith was sitting over there, and
There we go.
I was trying to,
Here we go.
I was trying to take the temperature in the stadium. First of all, soon as we get ready to touch toe to leather, the sky falls.
Started raining.
You know what I'm saying? And so
It was such a blessing for me. I never moved. People got
same.
Guys, you got to remember, this is the first time I've ever sat in the stadium in one of those chairback seats. You know, and I wasn't used to. I want to watch the game and people jumping up and down and talking, and you know, I was like, I don't know if I could. I know I bought the seats, but I don't know if I can sit here. I got to get somewhere else.
And the reason he's referencing that, I mean, my man was in the press box for a long
Of course,
time. Where
in the air conditioning.
There's no, there ain't no cheering, there ain't no loud
I'm
talking.
glad to give up the press box. No problem with that. I just want to get to a point where I can be in a part of the stadium where I can watch the game. And because you know when I go to the game, guys, we go to practice every day. We're trying to see what's being implemented.
Right.
You know, how this is going to go.
How close is that to what we saw? And
Right.
Exactly. That's what we're looking for.
Right. So we can give you all the best information we can on. Okay, we saw that. You know.
Exactly.
So. You know, I'm looking over there at Ralph. I'm checking to see if he's smiling, and for a long time, my man wasn't smiling. Jerry, you know, my boy Jerry's sitting next to me, and so, you know, you got a whole bunch of coaches along the row up there with me, you know, high school coaches, and, you know.
I suppose the temperature was going up a little bit if we had a thermometer in the gold seats. I believe that.
It definitely was. And then our boy Luke Duke checks in and
start throwing dimes.
that we saw in Memphis. I mean, we saw what he could do in Memphis. It was just, you know, we were getting targeted all over the place. But, you know, here comes Luke, you know, cool, calm under pressure. When he first came in last week, takes a sack, or they almost take his head off.
Pretty much.
You know, last week, but here he comes this week, and, you know, in front of the home crowd, as he said, never played in front of a crowd of that size before.
That's what he said.
That's amazing. Junior college football up in New York, and I mean, if you look at footage, there really weren't that many people in those games. You know, I mean, They were balling out, but not before
a crowd like that, and that's, you know. To put 6,000 something people into Daytona Stadium for I know, yes, it was our first home game, but that was, you know, as we were sitting in the stands, you still saw cars turning there on the visitor side, you know, and the line backed up. So
it definitely, that traffic flow was continuous.
Great atmosphere. So, I mean, comes in. 10-play, 80-yard drive with a you know, finishing off by Mr. Bazile.
Who ran
like a horse.
Well and tough and broke tackles. I mean, ran with a purpose.
Right.
He really did.
Right. Ralph, you got a comment. Hey, Ralph. Hey, Jerry Bell from Miss Taji Givens. She don't see us sitting up here, Larry. Hey, Taji.
Hello, Taji.
We're the invisible.
She only talks about the one that's better. Is that me?
Okay.
But, you know, and I just want to let everybody know, Woody is still filling out his team.
Yes.
You know, we got some pieces that we didn't even see on Saturday.
Yes.
That's very valuable pieces. Luke, you saw him. We got a couple of more that's just as good or better than Luke.
Man, if what we saw up in the stands, and, you know, those who were around know what I'm talking about, just the attention to what was going on down on the field, to where, you know, we almost envisioned there's one of those quarterbacks, like I said, who was sitting up in the stands who, you know, was dialed in, and a wide receiver joined them, who was dialed in to everything that was going on. And, you know, hopefully we'll have him out on the field soon. So I'll have both of them out on the field soon. But just that's what it brings. That's the, you know, intensity it brings. We started out slow, but those guys never gave up. And that's 2 weeks in a row. It's just no give up. You're going to see the same thing tomorrow night.
Yeah.
No matter what the score could be, you're going to see, you know, what our Wildcats are going to do. They're going to finish, and that's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's about pride, wearing the maroon and gold.
But even with that said, and we only had 3 penalties on Saturday, and for the last 5 or 6 years, we've been averaging 15 or more.
Yes.
And even against Memphis, we had 5 or 6, and 3 of those was late. I mean, we had 1 for delay a game with the punter, but discipline is what wins ball games.
It surely does. Surely does.
Discipline is what wins ball games. And if you look at the Miles College Alabama State game, Miles never stopped playing.
And that's what it's about.
Miles never stopped playing.
You got to have that motor to the end. Got to have that motor to the end. Huge shout out to, as we said earlier, Luke Sprague, Dakari Allen Johnson. I mean, Tavino Ellington on the offensive side, Bazile. Those guys, understood the assignment. Once the momentum started, it just rolled on from there.
It did.
It
Everybody.
Truly, yeah. The confidence got there and okay, we're here. We're going to do this. Coach Woody ain't letting us leave off the field, so let's play football. Let's play football, and that's what we did.
That's what we did.
We go 74-yard drive, go up 21-3 against the Tigers. Mr. Hector, the kicker, nails a 45-yard field goal. That's what you got to do as a coach. You got to give your guys confidence. Can you make this kick? Send him out on the field and, hey, go try it. Because you never know when we're going to have that to take a W home.
Well, the other part of it is the decisiveness of it. When we're in the red zone, Coach, there's no thinking about what we're going to do.
No.
Coach Wood is ready to go for the field goal. He's going to take points. If we're 45 yards in, he's going to take a field goal.
Right, definitely.
He's confident in that phase of the football game and that he has a kicker. And that kick from 45 would have been good from about 55.
Yes, sir.
Really
Yes, sir.
Right,
Most
he did.
definitely.
He did.
Most definitely. So he nails the 45-yard field goal. Then we come back, get the ball back again. Mr. Sprague drives down the field, hits Dakari Allen Johnson for a 12-yard. We go up 31-6. Big defensive play by De'Aris Thomas. He led the team with 9 tackles total. He had a sack and 2 tackles for a loss. Jalen Christian, those guys are coming in from the secondary and the linebacker positions playing ball.
It was interesting watching practice and watching the game in this regard. Watched a lot of the football practice. The offense that we're running, and everybody talks about RPOs, but what it is, it's a split zone.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so when you look at it, that's the newest phase of what people are running at the Power 5 level. In fact, one of the articles that was done by Miami Hurricanes was talking about Bethune-Cookman's ability to run the split zone, which is the forerunner of now of the old RPO. Mm-hmm. Miami does it, but they do it a lot of times with 4 wide. Mm-hmm. We run our split zone with the H-back that we have, the fullback, much like Florida State is lined up there with the 2-back set with the H-back in there. Or sometimes they have 1 back and an extra wide receiver. They got a versatile quarterback who can move around, Travis, in Florida State. And so when you have quarterbacks that have legs on them, and Luke can run.
Luke can run.
He's not going to make a living running.
Right.
But he can run fairly well, and the other quarterbacks run very well also. But on the defensive side, what I liked Saturday, I know we gave up some yards, but we were multiple. We played some 4-2-5.
Yes, sir.
We were in a 4-3.
Sometimes we come out 3-man front.
And we were running stunts.
And we brought stunts. We also blitzed.
Yep.
We blitzed from the strong side and from the weak side.
Something we haven't seen in a while. Right.
Yeah.
But the one thing the Miami people were saying, even in the paper today, one thing that they noticed about Bethune-Cookman, even when they played Memphis, they never quit. The motors were running throughout the game. The effort was there.
Right. Definitely.
And so, those when you see other people saying that about your program,
you know you're
your
on
kids,
the right track.
Your kids are playing hard.
You know you're on the right track.
You're building something. You're building
Exactly.
Definitely on the right track.
But, you know, and then again, Mr. Sprague went 23 of 29. So
223 yards,
yeah.
2 touchdowns.
And
with a few drops.
And a few
A
sales.
few throwaways as well. Yeah.
So, again, like I said, that first show we did, I think we're pretty set at quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but people need to understand now, we're going to play Miami, but our real season start the following week because we're in conference.
Right.
And what we want to do coming out of Miami, we don't want to have any major injuries.
Right.
But we want to play hard, but we don't want to have any
finish
major
the
injury.
game. That's what we want
finish
to do.
it. Yeah.
That's what we want to do. The Wildcats, top receiver, Davino Ellington, 6 catches for 65 yards. Mr. Brazil led on the ground, 64 yards and 2 touchdowns. For our team stats for the Savannah State game, passing yards, Savannah State 193, Bethune-Cookman 262. Rushing yards, Savannah State 80, Bethune-Cookman 125. Penalty yards, Savannah State 9 for 95. Bethune-Cookman 3 for 20.
Sign of efficiency.
Yes, sir.
Of a very efficient football team.
First downs, Savannah State 15, Bethune-Cookman 25. Third down conversion, Savannah State 1 for 12, Bethune-Cookman 5 for 10. Fourth down, Savannah State 1 for 2, Bethune-Cookman had no fourth down conversions. Time of play, Savannah State 29 minutes, 13 seconds. Bethune-Cookman 30 minutes, 47 seconds. So it's the tail of the tape, guys. That's the tail of the tape.
It's a complete football game.
Let's go real quick. You know, we didn't get a chance to do it after the Memphis game. Let's go down a quick grading scale. Quarterbacks.
B plus.
I would go with that. I would go B plus. Absolutely, I would go with that.
Running backs.
B.
Yeah. I would stay with a B as well. We haven't broken a big one yet, but
Right.
But the backs run hard, and they've been protecting the football.
Right, definitely. Let's go with wide receivers / tight ends.
I would almost give my wide receivers. I mean, they dropped a couple, but I would give them a B plus too.
I would agree. I would concur.
I had no problem with that as well. I thought they ran good routes. I thought they contested the football. We had a couple of drops. No question.
There were some plays where we enforced our will and the strength that we're gaining in the locker room.
Yes.
Yeah. That I saw factored in a
Yes.
lot. You know, I mean, you know, Dakar Allen Johnson. So,
really
you know,
surprised.
one of those catches was a fingertip
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
You know,
down.
what I mean?
He picked that.
And then in the
up.
back of the end zone
and
back
he
there.
catches that up, he runs in.
Right,
But he went
right.
down and got it. But the one in the back of the end zone, I had to look to see, did he really get up that high?
right.
Because I didn't. I thought it was somebody. I thought it was number 10.
Yeah.
But at first I thought it was overthrown. But then when I saw it was Dakar, I said, he's 5'7". He
Yeah.
climbed the ladder like that.
He
Catch
got
that
up
football.
there.
Very impressive.
He
catch
was
on the back line.
he was in the zone. He was definitely in the zone.
But the good thing is, we're just getting started.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you got to remember, I might be wrong on this number. You got 53 kids that wasn't. You got quite a few kids who wasn't here during the spring.
Yeah. And
Quite a
they're
few.
gelling. They're starting.
They're
to
starting
get that.
to gel. Yeah.
Yep.
So
We'll soon have Jello.
And we're running a lot of people in and out of that. football
Exactly.
game,
We are.
It's interesting to watch the substitution packages. The wide
On the-
receivers coming
yes,
in on the dead
yes.
fly. It's like a hockey line change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the D line too.
Same
You know,
thing,
they're
same
both,
thing,
yeah.
back and forth.
Sending droves in. You know, it's great to see. That's how football is supposed to be
I
played.
mean, we're ready. If the referee would get out of the way, we're ready to run the next play.
Yeah.
We're ready. We already lined up. We're ready. It's not. I don't know.
Nigger all said we're being generous in our grades.
Is that senior or junior?
That's junior.
Okay, that's a little surprising, but anyway.
Well, yeah. Nick, come on, bro. Let's go offensive line.
I thought we blocked really good on the passing, but need improvement.
Earlier,
running.
we suffered on. We got no push earlier.
We got none.
That was the lowest grade for me as far as the push.
Right.
Being able to, there were times when we did a good job of the leakage, but we got no movement.
Right.
And I would have expected a little bit more. But again, like I said, now Savannah State was a big football team.
They were a big football team.
Big guys.
But we got to get better in that regard and getting some people at least moved a little bit.
And that's when you will see some long runs. But again, that's what we got to improve on is our running and our offensive line.
Let's move over to the defensive side of the ball. Let's go D-line.
I'm going to give the D-line maybe a C+.
We got some push, but there was a lot of, the quarterback got out of there.
He had too much time to pass.
Yeah.
We never, maybe a couple of 3 times we made him rush.
We flushed him. Him, and then we got better as the game
it was like
moving and having him move off the spot.
Yeah, they made some adjustments.
Oh, they made some major adjustments at halftime with the coverage.
Which I think, I don't know if we went to a different, possibly.
Well,
it's just like
he changed some. Now, the one area that I was not pleased that we're gonna see a lot more. We'll see it with Miami this week. Teams that use man beater concepts of crossing, we got to zone that up a little bit.
I totally agree with that.
We had the tight end was wide
4
open.
was.
Yeah, when we went in the 4-2-5, the middle of the football field was wide open.
It's wide open.
And so we got to shore that up. Now, we bent, but we didn't break to give up the score.
See, it appears to me, and even when we played Memphis, we are losing people, and I don't understand how we losing receivers and they're out there by themselves.
But I think, and I hate to speak for them, I think it's designed that way early on.
Okay.
We played a softer coverage, even still against Savannah State, to where, we're allowing those guys to slip through. We played off the ball a couple of times, like deep. So it gives that guy, the underneath. But
Miami is going to definitely come out and attack the middle of the field.
Of course.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That's
their
most, because the tight end, like I said, was uncovered.
Right.
And the big schools will find the tight end.
Yes.
And Miami has been known to.
They're known for that.
Definitely.
Because one of the things that Memphis did successfully against us was flood zones. And that caused a lot of confusion as well. And I just think that these guys got to get playing together a little bit more, because on defense,
we saw some wrinkles, and what I mean by wrinkles, we saw some guys who hadn't had that much playing time, even like Tyrone Franklin. Hope he's doing well. I know he got a little banged up against Savannah State the other day, but I think you might not see it as much Thursday night, but
of course not. Yeah, I wouldn't expect really
this coming week.
Miami is going to show us some traditional I-back sets, double tight end, 12 personnel. They're going to run the football because we're light in the box,
right?
And we got light linebackers, so it makes sense to attack inside.
Yeah.
They're going to also get the tight end involved.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
I see that coming.
Oh yeah,
no doubt
Mario's
about
going
that. Now they're going to play the starters for probably a quarter. And then they'll get them out of there,
Right.
Exactly.
They'll say they'll be able to big
Yeah.
they can put the young players in. But they still are going to do those
Oh yeah, it's not going to change.
Oh, no
It's
doubt about that.
down the depth chart.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely.
Let's go linebackers.
I
think we got swallowed up a lot because of.
That's what I was going to say. Sometimes they were lost in terms of shouldn't you be here? But there was a.
Well, that was part of the thing where the tight end's coming underneath. You know, somebody's got to pick him up, and then when we, if we picked him up, then we lost sight of quarterback, and he kept a lot of drives alive.
He did. He did. Because that tight end, I don't think anybody covered him yet.
No, he's still.
Sometimes he was so free, I thought he was a burglar. Okay, he was running over the middle. I was like, somebody got to get him.
He could catch a little better, and the ball was thrown a little
bit better for him.
Yeah.
But, we've got we got smaller linebackers.
Yes.
And when we start playing teams that's going to run the football at us, we got to be sound in gap integrity.
Right.
We've got to have people to fit in those particular gaps.
Definitely.
From that standpoint. Now, we know our linebackers are set up to run. They run sideline to sideline well.
But in that box.
In that box.
And when these guys see daylight well, these backs. Yeah.
Because Savannah State had some early runs early.
Yes.
Where the back came through there and, he had 10, 12 yards before he had any contact with anyone.
Right.
And to me, that's the product of somebody not being in the proper gap.
Right, it is.
Just that.
It is. So linebackers,
I'm going to give them a C.
C.
That would be my grade. Definitely C. I'm giving them C because they play well in space as far as rushing the passer.
Yes.
Getting out to the edges, but in the middle of the football field,
we
suffered there. Yeah.
Defensive backs.
Okay, so I asked you this question a couple of days ago, and I asked, are we playing a zone? Because it appears once we got into the red zone, the defense changed, and we were different, and it almost appeared we were playing a zone, keeping everything in front of us. I don't know whether we was playing a zone, but I think that's what we were playing.
Yes, and that's part of that, flavor thing that we're talking about.
All right.
You don't want to show, we have not shown our defense.
We basically are playing a shell right now.
Yes.
With the cover two. The safeties are high.
Yep.
The cornerbacks, they're using some man principle at the line.
Right.
Now, our best cornerback got challenged this week by a very good receiver, number 4, from Savannah State Park.
Right.
And he won some battles and he lost some battles.
That
I think
size
line, he did a great job.
Yeah. Right.
Knocking the ball away.
Right.
But it was a couple plays. I'm really liking the play of Zero.
Iverson. Yeah. Hopefully we'll hear from him
tonight. He's got good size on him, and he's physical.
Mm-hmm. Very, very. So that's the defensive backs. Safeties.
I just throw them in together with the corners.
Okay. All right.
The safeties. For me, I know, like you're saying, the scheme, and we have not seen it yet, but at some point, the safeties like this week going to have to come down in the box.
Yeah, roll down.
They're going to roll down for that run. They're going to have to, and we're not having to see that yet.
I know we were surprised when number 15 made a tackle in the backfield. I think he, unfortunately got hurt on that play. Yeah. But to come down in the box and after what, we've had discussions. So
well,
we've had personal discussions.
Yeah, we did have a discussion with him.
Well, if you as a safety, you got to against powered running teams.
Yeah.
You got to come down.
You got to come down.
You got to feel.
Yeah.
You don't want that truck to have a head.
No.
You want to stop it. You want to stop it before that road gets real heavy. So it's going to be interesting to see because we'll get a chance to see some of that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Miami is going to run that football.
Definitely.
They're going to run it. Yeah.
Definitely. Special teams.
I'm going to give the special teams a C, and I'm going to tell you why.
Punting game. I understand. Go ahead.
I was disappointed in the punting game because that kid punted 3 times better than that against Memphis.
Yes.
The other thing I was disappointed is the return on the kickoff.
Yes. Yeah, we were giving up too much yardage.
Yeah, we gave it too much yardage.
Bringing it to the 30,
Well, we should be keeping them around the 20, 25.
Yeah. We should, employ the same strategy against Miami we did against
Memphis. Yeah.
Mooch kick.
Yep.
Yes.
Let it
Yes.
to the
Yes.
tight ends or the guy.
Yes.
The H-back guy back
Yes.
there.
Right,
Yeah.
that's what we need.
And he did try a couple of
Yeah,
those
yeah.
too. Yeah. I think that's what we should do as well.
I think we'll do that tomorrow night against Miami. I really believe that.
What for special teams? You said C?
C.
C.
I'm almost giving him a C minus.
And we had one good kick return. Now, quite naturally, we D's ran one kickoff
Right,
back. We got
right.
8 yardage on it, but I think we should be more explosive in the kick returning game.
Yes.
We really should be. Now, to Savannah State's credit, their kicker kicked the ball deep.
He was a very good kicker.
Yeah, he did.
And their punter kept the ball high.
He did.
And they were not returnable kicks. So really, I don't know. I'm giving them a C, but I think we can be better than we showed Saturday.
Yes, definitely.
Ralph, someone said you're feeling very generous tonight.
So they should get D.
No, they're thinking you should send them. They want to send you their Cash App so so you can bless them.
Oh, wait a minute, Ralph, you don't go into the money market business.
Where is CC when you need it?
Oh boy!
Oh my goodness.
Wow. So there you have it, fans. That's a recap from this Saturday's game. Guys, let's go into our Alpha One staffing game plan. What do we have to do to... I hate saying this as a coach, but you are tuning yourself up for league play. What are the pluses that you want to see against Miami? Of course, the number one plus is to come out healthy.
Right.
Come out
That's
healthy.
the number one.
Move the ball. Show that you can move the ball against a better competition. Because whether we like it or not, yes.
We have to.
That's a good Miami team.
I believe when you look at Miami's talent level and the size that they have in the interior defensive line, our approach, particularly if Luke is going to play, because Luke is not going to threaten him with his legs.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get that ball out, and we got to get that ball in space.
Right.
To our backs coming,
Yeah, I
our
totally
slot
agree.
people, quick shots, so we can put our skill people on their skill people, not in the box, but out in space.
Out in space.
Where somebody can perhaps make a play by creating a missed tackle, because you're not going to make a living running up in that line
No.
with what they have inside.
No.
I mean, you're really not. So it has to be played in space offensively.
Right. And I do believe Coach Garbino will get us out in space. Do some little wrinkles that will spring us to move the ball down the field.
I would like to see us use the H-back tight end more this week.
Yes.
Yes. Because we've not shown much footage of using
No,
that.
we haven't. Nope.
And that's what we not. But now we got to be careful of. We ran a couple of those short passes to the tight end. Miami is going to be bringing people who are going to be trying to, like CC Cruse, trying to put people out of the game. So whoever the quarterback is has got to throw the receiver out of harm's way. Don't throw a football to someone if you see an attacking safety or a corner coming and that receiver's turned and can't see that particular person. Throw it away. Throw it in the ground. Go to the next play. But I think that we could do something with the tight end because we've not shown any footage of throwing to the tight end.
Right.
Well, other than that, we need to be in space with our little quick receivers and short passes to try to make yardage down the field.
And, it's just like if you're going to eat an elephant, you don't want to go try to swallow him. You want to take little chunks and stay ahead of the...
The other thing that I think is important, because what is the FCS team going to do? They're going to bring pressure. You should have a little screen game involved.
Exactly.
If they're bringing pressure, if they're blitzing, you got to have a hot
5 here, 5 there.
Exactly.
I mean, we don't need to go for 30, 40. Just go 5.
And
make them know that you're there.
And most importantly, stay out of negative plays. The ball has to come out of the quarterback's hand quickly, even if it's an incompletion, even if there's no chance of completing it, don't get behind the chain. Stay on schedule.
Exactly. Stay
you
on
can
schedule.
always punt the football away, but don't give up yardage from a negative standpoint.
Yeah, and I think coaches, that's what his plan is, because we want to give some people some reps, but we want to come out of there with no injuries, no major injuries.
If I'm going to run the football in the middle of the line of scrimmage, it's going to be on draws, off of play action, and give the ball as I'm dropping back, hand it to the running back that way. That's what I'm going to do.
You know, one of our loyal watchers is Miami already talking about on Twitter about dominating Bethune because of how we did Ed Reed.
Well, why they didn't hire Ed Reed?
Yeah, why isn't he back there? You know, just to say in the least. And also, like I said earlier, I mean, Cristobal Woody, Oregon.
That's
you
not
know.
gonna, do you know what the prediction of the game is by the Hurricanes?
What?
For this game? 42-6.
And I think that's where it'll be.
I think that's, you know, where I was watching today the ACC network with Mark Packer. He's talking about Miami's going to score 75 on Bethune-Cookman. I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
I mean, but that's what those talking heads talking. But even the Miami people in the Miami Herald are saying, you know, 42-6.
You got guys who, of course, because look at it this way. If you're number 22 in the nation, right? Why do you want to risk injury against someone that you know already you're
level below you?
You're gonna beat. And why deliver injury to somebody who, you know, if they're friends, they want to see, you know.
Which happened to Miami 6 years ago when we played a young man who plays in the NFL right now, named Braxton Berrios.
Yes.
The punt return
Yes.
for Miami.
Yes.
We broke his collarbone in that game against Miami.
Yes, sir.
And he was lost for the season. So I don't think that, coupled with Mario and Raymond's relationship, I don't think it's gonna. I think Mario wants to play his front line kids
for at least a quarter,
right?
Maybe a full quarter, maybe you know, until they get maybe 2 or 3 scores, at least 3 scores up, maybe 4, and then he wants to see what he has with his younger players because he knows he's gonna need.
You're gonna have to go
reps.
down the stretch. I mean, you're gonna have to go to him. So. Yeah. It's going to be a great contest. You know, short week for us. So just looking forward that we carry the momentum that we had on Saturday into that contest and, you know, do what we need to do to see what we need to see going into league play. So.
One thing I feel safe in saying, I know we're going to give a good effort.
Yes.
I know
and
finish.
Definitely.
Yeah, I know we're going to play, you know, to the whistle, and the engine is not going to stop. We're going to keep giving that kind of energy the entire game.
Yes.
Those guys got off light this week because it was a short week. We're still looking for that person who drenched Coach Woody with the Gatorade bath. So, you know, he doesn't forget either.
Oh, I know.
It probably was a fan.
I don't believe so. I believe Mario took over for Willie when Willie went to Florida State. Isn't that correct? Mario was his offensive coordinator, correct?
At Florida State?
No, at Oregon.
Oh.
Yeah, at Oregon.
Mario was on
that staff.
Mario was on his line. Was his O-line coach, I believe.
Okay.
And
but he was on.
He had the O-line, and he had OC offensive coordinator for the run game.
Right.
Right.
There you have it. We're coming up on our call-in session. We want to definitely hear from our Wildcat fans. Short week. We're on Thursday night rather than our normal Wednesday night because our Wildcats kicked off about an hour and a half ago. Tomorrow this time. Yeah, tomorrow this time. So 386-868-3411. 386-868-3411. We want to hear your game plan against Miami. However, how you want to talk about Wildcat football, what you're looking forward to see on tomorrow afternoon. That game televised, 7:30 p.m. kickoff on the ACC network. Can't think of the other gentleman. Let's see. I know Miami Hurricane and former Denver Bronco Orlando Franklin would be on the call, and the other gentleman, I can't call his name right offhand, but make sure you tune in, ACC Network, 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night. I don't even want to say huge shout out to Spectrum because
finally they paid Disney. Yeah, they finally paid Disney.
Hopefully everyone's comfortable with getting their ESPN back if you have Spectrum, and looking forward to another great weekend of college football. Want to hear from you, 386-868-3411, 386-868-3411. Hey, if you're not doing anything, we'd love to see you down in Miami tomorrow evening. I understand the band's not traveling, but we still got to cheer on our Wildcats no matter where. We got to go support those guys. I know it's during the week, but we're going to be there. We will definitely be there. 386-868-3411, 386-868-3411. Go ahead and share the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. We want to hear from all fans. Share it far and near that we're here on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Ralph, what are you looking to see as far as playing quarterbacks tomorrow night? I know he said the battle is still open, right?
I really like to see Bethea, the transfer from Delaware State.
Definitely.
I know if he play, he's not going to play very many downs, but I just like to see him.
Definitely.
Because as we go, one of the things, and Larry said this our first show, one of the things we know, the SWAC conference is kind of weak at quarterback.
Yeah.
I think Jerry and Larry said that. I think the SWAC conference is kind of weak, and I kind of think that's one of our strong points, quarterbacking.
Caller, you're on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Welcome.
Hail Wildcats.
Hail Wildcats, man. Get some energy.
How y'all doing? Greetings. Ralph, Larry, Daryl, y'all okay?
We good.
We're good, man. I know you'd be better if Ralph gave you that little generous donation to your Cash App, but
yeah, man, it's Nick Rawls. I don't know if he said it's Nick Rawls. What one thing I noticed during the show, you gentlemen are very generous with your grades, I'll say. I want to definitely see if I can hook up with Ralph to get me a quick donation of his generosity.
Whatever you want, Nick. Just all you got to do is send me your number, buddy.
Oh, man, I just, you guys know I'm a supporter of you all. I just want to say great show this week and last. Good to see us get on the winning side of things, even though it started off ugly, and I think that you guys, myself, and many other Wildcat faithful that have seen the guys practice have been kind of banging our head on the wall a little bit, but we got to get a little bit of a glimpse of what our offense can do once we get down to the nitty-gritty of things.
You're absolutely right, Nick. I think I was in that crowd with you, but I know, like I said, I know what we got at quarterback. I know we're in good shape at quarterback.
That's a nice room right there. That is a real nice room.
Yeah.
And those guys stick together like there's no tomorrow. We were out there doing some surveillance yesterday.
Scouting around on campus.
Yeah, and those guys all walked out together, man, like a platoon. So
that's awesome.
It's a different team, man. It's just a totally different team and how they carry themselves.
My hope for tomorrow is, first and foremost, like you said, Daryl, that we come out healthy. I want to continue to see us minimize those mistakes. Let's keep this trend of of playing solid, sound, smart football. And then let's play close attention when you're playing against an overmatched opponent like we are. Mm-hmm. What is our attitude like on the sidelines? What is our attitude like in between the lines? And what does our effort look like? When we do get down, how do we react as a squad and as a staff? These are the things that I'll be looking for tomorrow night.
And the thing is, the good thing about it is, that I feel comfortable with. We've been there before, and what I mean by been there before, we were just there 2 weeks ago. To where we knew,
right,
let's come out and play this game. It's not going to go in our favor, and let's just be real about it. It's about us being competitive, showing our fans, hey, when we get to where it's an even matchup, oh, you better watch out, buddy. Yeah, that's what's about.
Yeah. Like I think I read what Jerry was just, and I think he and I were in agreement. Let's get through tomorrow so the season can start, right? So
Exactly, Dick. Exactly.
So we can show the world, and I love the fact, and many people are looking at this as a short week. I look at this as us getting out of preseason, but then also we'll be back, right after the game, so we can get to work on Jackson.
Right.
So they're going to have extra opportunities to prepare for next Saturday.
Definitely so.
And those couple extra practices that we may be able to get in, depending on what Coach Woody's schedule is like, I think those are going to be really big. And I also think that what will happen is we'll come out of tomorrow night with even more competition too, right? Because guys are really kind of seeing what we can do, and they're actually like, well, you know what, man, let's keep this thing going and see if I can get me a few more plays out there.
Right. I think our biggest thing is, seeing how our transfers, who a lot of them have played similar competition, how well they do and perform out there. So,
well, as I said earlier, most everybody right now that is running an RPO offense is running it through a split zone look. Mm-hmm. I think the game tomorrow night, including Miami, they run a split zone. They'll show a little more I formation, downhill double tight ends. But I think that helps us get ready for Jackson, because when I saw Jackson play Southern the other night, mm-hmm. it was a line of scrimmage game, and they ran a lot of stuff inside. Mm-hmm. And so I think us seeing that against an FBS caliber team like Miami will help us prepare for what we're going to see some of against Jackson.
Definitely so.
One of the big things, one last thing I'll say is one of the great things that I was able to really walk away with when I was leaving the field post-game. It was really good to see Coach Durbino smiling.
Oh, yeah.
Had an opportunity to kind of talk with him for a couple of seconds. And one of the things that stuck out to me, he was like, we got a chance to see a little bit of what my offense is going to look like today. And you could tell that there was a different kind of confidence in him, that he was like really getting ready to get a chance to really show the world who he is as a play caller. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen in conference play.
Definitely. We call him that mad scientist.
He's a mad scientist. He
really is. Man.
Scientist, man. He'll have that pencil right there.
Right. He's starting to cook up something.
Yes.
And I think the SWAC is going to see it.
Exactly. That's what I think.
Yeah, definitely.
When it's unfolded,
Because going into the SWAC this year, we got a couple of things that's going in our favor. One of the things is we're a very disciplined team, and we aren't going to
keep that trend going. Yep,
exactly. And we play 4 quarters regardless of who the competition is. That's another
toughness and effort. Yep.
And the third thing is that you haven't seen the best of us yet.
No.
Oh, jeez, no. I mean, you guys seen more than I have, and the little bit that I've seen, there's a whole lot of talent out there on that squad that the world ain't even gotten a glimpse of yet. Like you said, there's a couple guys in the stands chomping at the bit.
Yes.
That we'll see hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Definitely.
Now, most guys, looking back on their lives, if you thought about the opportunity to go on a blind date, most of us didn't want to do that.
Right.
And playing BETHUNE-COOKMAN right now is like a blind date.
Yes, sir.
There's not a whole lot of footage a film on us right now.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to watch how this thing unfolds.
So you said some people finna get catfished.
Yeah, hey. That's exactly what he's saying. Hey, all right. I love the fact that I hope that Coach Woody is taking advantage of that whole disrespect line that we're receiving across not only the SWAC, just HBCU football. I just hope that he's every single day he's pouring salt in that wound for those kids, because if he is, they better watch out. I'm just being honest with you. Like the league itself better just watch out, because there's a talented football team over there in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Definitely.
And it's nothing like what we saw the last couple of years.
No, nothing like it.
Exactly. Yep.
Far from it.
Nothing.
Well, thank y'all for y'all time. You gentlemen keep doing good work. Ralph, check your text, baby. I'm just going to click the button. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Nick. I appreciate you, brother.
Take care, brother Nick.
Hey, thanks a lot, Nick. Hail Wildcats, man.
Hail Wildcats.
Hail Wildcats.
Hail
Hail
Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Ralph, I think you found your next career.
Nick's up too generous.
386-868-3411. 386-868-3411. We had a question. Where are we with compliance? We're good, guys. I mean, we are where we need to be. There not even a handful of players who, are compliance issues. And there's a couple who, some people think they're in compliance, but that's not it.
No.
They're in witness protection until
until we roll it out. That has nothing to do with the NCAA. I can promise you that.
Right.
Exactly. And what people need to understand is Coach Woody has his plan, and he ain't sharing that plan with you, but it's his plan. And well,
there's people out here who are thinking that you're going to finish where they say you're going to finish. And so you let them keep on thinking that, and you play into their hands, and you're like, gotcha. That's what it's coming down to. So
pretty much.
Caller, you're on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Welcome.
Good evening, gentlemen. This is Vernon Jackson calling. How you all doing tonight?
Good, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. I was very pleased on Saturday with the discipline the team showed. It's totally like a total different Bethune-Cookman football team. I was very pleased. I was also pleased with that number 5 quarterback.
Mr. Sprague, Luke Sprague.
Yes. Not only, normally Bethune-Cookman has some real good quarterbacks, but he's a very tall quarterback, and he's very big for a quarterback.
Very, very big, and he has a brother who's bigger than him who plays tight end over at Temple. But we were blessed to get Luke. It was between us and Central Connecticut, and
my question is, what's going on with the quarterback? It was one, I think he's still waiting for clearance.
Yes, sir. Which we kind of knew coming into the season that he would be missing a couple of games, but oh boy, when he's almost done with that time that he had to sit out, and when he comes back, we're talking about a quarterback competition right now, but
really be some competition.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm like you all. I'm hoping that, praying that the team come out healthy. But I was just so amazed on the discipline, because Bethune-Cookman, the prior teams we had, every time you turn around, they're getting penalties offside, roughing the passer, but that team totally looked the difference when it came to discipline on Saturday. I was very pleased as an alumni of Bethune-Cookman on Saturday.
It's all about, Mr. Jackson, it's all about how they carry themselves in life. It's not just on the field. Those guys have been, it's been drilled into them how to act. Even when we're not out on the football field, those guys are the same guys. And, Coach Woody harks on, hey, you guys are professionals. If you want to get to that level, you have to be at that level right now. Because when a scout comes and asks, how is he? Oh, if you got character issues, you can hang it up.
Pretty much.
So, And we know we have had those. We have had those. So, and those guys are living it up. They are, they strive to make us as fans happy. So that goes a long way.
It sure does. So, like I said, I believe Bethune-Cookman, a lot of teams have underestimated Bethune-Cookman, but Bethune-Cookman is going to really turn some heads. I really believe that this team, what I'm seeing so far, they're going to turn some heads.
Definitely so. And we look forward to keeping that going from last week to tomorrow night and then so forth. Then it is. It's not going to let up. It's not going to let up, and we're going to keep on mashing the gas a little bit further and a little bit further.
And they're a very well-conditioned football team.
Yes.
They really are.
Yes.
They're in shape, and they'll play a lot of people as they did Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll play, like I said, it's a 60-minute affair. They're going to give that effort through the 60 minutes.
Definitely.
I appreciate it. I also got a chance to see the practice field. I'm very pleased, and it's coming along, but it's a new day at Bethune. I'm praying, that soon we get a permanent president, to even move us forward, because Bethune-Cookman, being here, when people see me with Bethune-Cookman paraphernalia on, oh man, did you go to school there? I mean, some people at Oz, and every now and then I run into snakes, but nevertheless, the most people who see me with my Bethune-Cookman gear on, they really just say, oh man, you went to that school? Oh wow, they're really amazed. So I'm very pleased to be alumni. I thank you all. You're doing a great job with the show, and I look forward to being a part of it every week when y'all come on. I'm glad I remember to come on tonight instead of tomorrow. I'd have said, wait a minute, we got a game tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. And we'll be on Wednesday night one more time, November 1st. We play Mississippi Valley State on Thursday night here in Daytona. So.
Oh, that's going to be a Saturday game. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, get myself up for that.
Yes, sir.
But anyhow, y'all keep up the great work, and I miss my classmate. What's going on with him? I'm looking forward to him getting back on the show.
Man, I tell you what, that diesel is expensive, and I'll just leave it there.
Okay. But anyhow, you all keep up the great work that you're doing. I'm praying for you all, but I just look forward to listening to you all every week, tuning in.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jackson. We appreciate you calling in and tuning in to us.
Always.
Sir.
Hail Wildcats.
All right.
Yes, sir. Hail Wildcats. Everyone here makes it well worth it, especially like Mr. Jackson, Mr. Rawls, both Mr. Jacksons, Willie Jackson, and all those guys, and everyone tuning in. It doesn't go unnoticed about you tuning in and sharing the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. We as Wildcat fans have a long way to go, but we're getting there. There are many things that continue to test our faith and resiliency, but we're hanging strong, we're hanging tough. We're going to do what we need to make sure that, first, I'll say for us, our football program is top notch, and then we're going to carry that on to other sports. But, stick with us, hang with us, do what you need to do, even if it's just a little bit. Help us with the process. And I say all that to say, we talk about NIL. A lot of these guys need the help. I've had football players, hey, do you know any place that I can work, maybe third shift? And, we're talking about guys who, if they're not at football practice, they're in meetings or they're in classes, we don't want them to have to work. We want them concentrating on football. So every little bit helps. Go on the 1923 Society. That's our NIL collective. That's going to our players. We're looking for at least 600 of our fans, alumni, to donate. Start out to the 1923 amount. We want to be able to give all of our football players something to let them know we care about them. And in turn, you'll hear from them on the radio. You'll see them out in public. We're working on a lot of things behind the scenes to help Bethune-Cookman football, to help Bethune-Cookman athletics, stand out. We've been down for too long. So with us banding together, we can all do it. 386-868-3411, 386-868-3411. We want to hear from you fans. We understand it's a Wednesday night. Some of you all are just getting out of midweek service. We want to hear from you. We're talking Wildcat football. You got your praise on. You got your Bible study on. Now it's time for some football. Definitely time for some football. Kickoff tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Hard Rock Stadium down in Miami Gardens. Our Wildcats face off against the Miami Hurricanes. Caller, you're on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Welcome.
Hey, Daryl, Ralph, and Larry. What's up?
Hey, TC, how's it going, man?
It's going good, man. Just real happy that we won this past Saturday. And, man, everything that y'all said as far as the motor, the look of the offense, the look of the defense, man, it was down to a T.
And that's how we want it to go. And as we say, TC, we are trying to give the fans perspective of, it's no more. In years past, we've went to practice and what you saw on Saturday was like, bro, we ain't practiced that.
Yeah, we went up and came back in.
Yeah, what are we doing? Yeah. But now it's like, okay, this is what we're going to do out here. If it doesn't work, we're going to stick with it. And as we know as coaches, if you got a game plan, stick with your game plan. Don't change.
Right.
Don't change from it. And what that also comes down to is putting the right game plan together. And we saw that Saturday. Okay, we came out with the game plan. We started out slow. Okay, no panic. Don't panic. I know fans were panicking like, man, I know we ain't finna let Savannah State beat us again. And
they were big, though.
They were very
huge. They were
very big. They were very big. And, then we saw a whole changing of the guard. And that's no disrespect to anyone. It's just, hey, this is who we are. We're going to show you some of our identity, and let's go. And the fans stayed to the end to see it. Usually, after halftime, we know that mass exodus happens.
Yeah, usually after the band leaves.
Yeah.
Everybody else leaves.
Yeah.
So. I just wish that people understand that this is something that's building. Don't expect that you're going to see the total product now, but as we play, especially in league play, you're going to see us continuously improving, and we're going to get better. Our quarterback play is going to get better. Our line's going to get better. I think Coach Woody has a plan, and his plan doesn't happen overnight. It just takes time for it to develop. So I
don't mean to cut you off. You keep going.
Go ahead. Go ahead with your question.
What I was going to ask is, I know the field is almost finished, and I know that once upon a time the Cookman of old, they didn't have to worry about traveling as much. When this practice field is actually finished, what's the difference that you guys feel like you're going to see as far as like the team being able to rest up, being able to recover faster? Like, what do y'all feel the team? How do y'all feel the team going to be with the practice field?
Well, I think the thing that you could look at is you can come out of the meeting room and go straight to a field to practice, and we have a little bit of that already with the grass practice field. So we are using the grass practice field on campus on certain days, but it gives you that calm. You don't have to get on a bus. You don't have to travel out to the stadium. You don't have to be on that time schedule. So let's just say, the 30 minutes it takes for us to get on the bus, load up, travel out to the stadium, you cut that off, and now, you you don't have to rush practice to get to the calf to eat. You know what I mean? It's so because you're right there.
Yeah, we're wasting anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour each day.
My God.
We live here in Daytona just to drive out to the practice.
Right.
Which is out to the stadium, and you don't think about it until you start driving it. It's a piece of a drive to get out there through the traffic and everything else.
And TC with Coach Woody, you never know when practice is going to be. So it's like, hey, if your class starts later on and everybody's class starts an hour from now, we could be out on one of those, a practice field there on campus and getting it in, and like we're done for the day. Now we can go meet, within the NCAA rules, and boom, you're good. You're good to go. So
yeah, logistically, it's going to be a blessing. It really is. I mean, because we're talking about an efficient coaching staff and a coach who's time means everything to him.
Yes.
And so gathering that time back to be on campus, and I'm certain the players would love being closer. To the campus and having to drive out there on the buses as we're doing right now. So
it's a huge savings. Is one of the biggest things.
For sure.
It's a huge savings.
I know Ralph and Daryl and I, we can't get enough of driving by the practice field now.
Man, there were some rattlers out there yesterday taking pictures. Yeah. So that's what we're looking for, and we can't wait for it.
I got a question for Ralph too. I heard you speaking about the quarterback that we got from Delaware. What are certain things that you see that he's doing that will be great for the Miami game if he was to get a chance to play?
Well, he's 6'6", and he got a rifle for an arm.
And to better answer that, he has live game speed. He's played in live games of other players of this caliber. Because he was the starting, the last time Delaware State beat us, he was the starting quarterback for them.
TC, he looks like Doug Williams.
Yes.
I mean, he's a big kid. Yeah. He's a physical specimen. To see somebody that size, yet nimble enough to play quarterback, and he has a tremendous delivery of that football. He really is. For all the years I've watched Bethune-Cookman football, I can't ever recall a quarterback that size.
I will say this. For all those who have questions about our quarterback, and this is not directed at you, TC, but for all those who have questions, we don't have a problem at quarterback.
We don't have a problem. I keep saying that. We don't
have a problem.
Quarterback is one place we don't have a problem at.
Yeah. So.
Because we could pick maybe 4 guys that could be starter.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, TC,
I got one last question.
When you do see him on the field, TC, you're going to say, oh, my God. If you do get a chance to see Malik play, you will see right away what a specimen he is.
What's your question?
Oh man, I can't. I want to see him tomorrow, honestly. But
hey, we got seats available. Jump in, DC. We got a seat for you, brother.
The question is, I remember back in 2012. I didn't tell you. I actually am a marching Wildcat. I marched with Cookman back in 2012. And I remember seeing the game. It was close. It was 38-10, I believe. Do y'all believe that with the team that we have, and I know we gotta come out of the game without injuries, do y'all believe that it can possibly get that close?
I mean, anything is possible. Any given Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Monday, but I don't think as a team we are completely there yet where Miami is. Now, if you asked me that last year, throw away the score from last year. This is a better Miami team, and this is different. It's a better Wildcat team, but we also have to be realistic with nutrition, NIL, as Larry was saying earlier. I don't know that article or the roster you're looking at. If you go on,
it's the University of Miami.
Yeah, if you go on the University of Miami's roster, I mean, it's nil valuations. Each one of those players is on there, so
right.
The new college football setup. That's what it is, TC. The new college football setup.
So,
and if you ain't in, you out.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why I signed up.
We definitely appreciate it, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely
it takes funds.
But what TC, now you was asked, and I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize for that.
No, you're fine. You're okay.
Just remember now, our eyes are set on the SWAC conference and not necessarily Miami. Are we going to show up and we're going to represent? But all our eyes is on next Saturday when we play Jackson State, because that's when all the chips are on. That's where we want to be. So yeah, we're going to put forth a good effort tomorrow, but
this is a warm up for both teams. In all actuality, it's a warm up for both teams. So, yeah.
I can definitely accept that. I can definitely accept that.
Well, TC, man,
but that's what's up?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying that that's pretty much all I wanted to be answered. I'm just happy of what we're going towards.
Definitely so. We look forward to hearing from you next Thursday night at 9:10 when we open up our call-in, man. Thank you for all that you do to assist us, and thank you for being a loyal watcher and listener.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Hail Wildcats.
Hail Wildcats.
Hail Wildcats.
Yes, sir. Good night. Yeah, man, it's just, I think all of us just want, everyone who's tuning in just wants a decent showing. Hey, our Wildcats showed up, it's about being realistic, It's about being realistic against who you're playing. Yes, it could happen. But, we're still putting it together. And we know that, if we're in coach's frame of mind, all the coaches' frame of mind, come out healthy. Show some flashes.
That's why I believe neither Bethune nor Miami is going to play their starters very long.
No.
I don't see the team playing starters the entire game.
I'm looking for, like I said, a very clean game. It'll be very interesting for me early in the ball game to see how Miami, particularly on defense, how they attack us. Now, I know Memphis was trying to attack us to embarrass us. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Miami will do, but I believe Miami will bring some pressure, but I don't think it will be the kind of pressure that State was trying to bring. I think it will be a more sound structural concept as to how they begin to play
the thing
pressure.
And the thing that they have to, they already have a guy who's already been injured. Do you risk more of your top guys injured in a contest of that nature? When you have league play coming up themselves. So, yeah.
Yeah, they've got a linebacker, Miami does, who's a Miami young man out of Miami Central. He's a sophomore. Wesley Basante, he's a linebacker, and he's a great linebacker. Now, I look for him. He's a pressure package linebacker. They'll send him a lot. And so you may see him come a time or two, but you're not going to see all-out blitzing like with a jailhouse break.
Right.
How we handle that again, ball coming out of our hands quick. If we just look efficient on the football team, that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
That's what I want to look in all three phases of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have number 0 for our Fighting Wildcats, Mr. Iverson Clement, on the line with us. How's it going this evening, Iverson?
Everything's going good. How's it going?
Good, man. one of our Jersey guys on the team. Iverson, you started out University of Florida, then Temple, then now at Bethune-Cookman. How has it been with the transition from Temple down to, well, from Florida to Temple to the great Bethune-Cookman University?
Honestly, it's been a process. It's been a journey, and I've been embracing it. I take it day by day. I started off in Gainesville, ended up in Philadelphia. Now I'm in Daytona. And throughout it all, the most important thing was I had my head up. It's about the journey, about the process. So I figure, my route might be harder than other people. I might have to go through things that other people won't, but ultimately the destination is, the next level, and that's what I'm going for this season.
Most definitely. Can you tell us and the fans that are tuning in, why did you decide to come to Bethune-Cookman, if you can answer that?
Oh, I decided to come to Bethune-Cookman. I had other options, Division I schools, FCS level, FBS, West Coast, East Coast, but I wanted to come to Daytona because I was familiar with the area. I love Florida football. As a kid, I always thought if you want to compete, prove that you're the best, come to Florida. And then another reason is, Coach Woody and Nick Collins and Coach Stuck and Wimbo, they applied really good pressure as far as getting me on campus, communicating, and it felt home. It felt right, and I felt like, this is where I wanted to continue.
Most definitely, and we're glad to have you here, Iverson. I know you guys are down in Miami right now, getting prepared to play the Hurricanes. Kind of competition that you're used to. What are you looking for? What's your vision for tomorrow night as far as your play, as far as team play?
As far as team play, I wanted to come out. I wanted to be able to execute. I wanted to be able to look like a team. I don't want to see no fighting. I don't want to see miscommunication. I don't want to see ups and downs. I want to see a consistent game of responding, attacking, play smart, fast, physical. And at the end of the day, I think that staff and the team is coming together week by week, and what we're putting together is something tremendous. So I think this game right here is going to be a challenge, definitely. Each player is going to have to win the one-on-one matchup, and we're going to see what type of dogs we have on our team. All the guys, all the teams been together for about 2 months, new faces, but football is the same, and I think some more of it could come out, play together. We should definitely put some points up, and we should give Miami a run for their money. That should ultimately be the goal. Everybody sees it as. But for me, I see me coming out, playing a good game. I haven't really let up anything on my side all season. I've really been doing a good job of locking in, owning in on my guy on that one play and resetting each play. So, they got a couple good guys, number 4, number 7, number 0, and these are the guys you want to play against. You're in the SWAC. This is number 20 team, number 18 team in the country. You want this matchup. You wake up and you take it on. So I think I should do good. We should do good. And it should be a hell of a game.
Most definitely.
Iverson, I saw you when you were in Florida, and I knew you came in as a 4-star running back, highly recruited, highly touted. I watched your journey through returning back to Temple, the struggles you had with one of the coaches who was there. Actually, I think it was a strength coach who was giving you some gas, and he went back to the head coach. I guess they were sort of in cahoots, but then when the second coach came in and you embraced the idea of switching to cornerback I'm certain you played a little bit of it in high school, but to really learn the position, I guess what I'm saying is when I watch you play for Bethune-Cookman, there's a physicalness that you bring to that cornerback position. I know you ran the football very tough. You were a good runner, ran inside and outside. You ran hard. But you seem to be doing the same kind of things in your play at corner, because you seem like a very physical kind of corner who does not shy away from contact.
Yeah. And it's honestly just the mindset that I have, that I bring every day to practice, that I just bring every day to life, which is get up and keep going. So, I just get up and keep going, whether it's off the field, on the field, that's just my mindset. I just got to keep going. And what comes with that going is a lot of physical, a lot of grit, a lot of toughness. And, I'm Haitian, so that's what we about.
Well, I tell you what, the first 2 games so far, you've had that one side locked down pretty good. I saw you going a couple of times against the Savannah State players. You were not giving an inch, and you were challenging every pass that was sent your way, even the ones where you were out on an island by yourself. And as I said, I saw a physical presence. You didn't mind coming up, putting a hat on someone.
Yep. And that's going to be the same thing tomorrow. You know, it doesn't change. The opponent doesn't matter. It's about what you do. So I'm going to come out. I'm going to do my thing. Whoever I'm going against, they're going to feel me. They're going to feel the whole team.
Iverson, one of our loyal watchers, actually the creator of Hail Wildcats, wants to know if you ever go to coach and ask him to put you on offense.
Everybody's been saying that to me. You know, honestly, you know, I think that's a decision that he if he wants to make, he makes. You know, I'm a type of player. Whatever is up to task, I'm gonna do. So if that was the case, if he wanted to go both ways, if he wanted me to go both ways, I'd go both ways. You know, I went both ways at University of Florida. My freshman year, I played safety and running back. I was running with the third strings with the safeties, second strings with the running backs, and I had 2 jerseys on scrimmage day in practice, and that was the role, and I took it on every day, and I loved it. So if Coach Woody want to do that, I'm down.
Right on. Iverson, you have all of Wildcat Nation listening to you right now. Big game tomorrow night against the Miami Hurricanes. What would you like the Wildcat fans to know?
That we coming, and we ready. We coming and we ready.
Most definitely. And, you know, as we spoke about numerous times, Iverson is one of those NIL guys. And, you know, we're asking all the fans to get behind these guys and you know, help push these guys. They're here to help our Wildcats be better. And, you know, this was his yeah, definitely. This was his dress rehearsal for his name, image, and likeness, and you did a wonderful job. Yeah, he did. He did. Definitely.
And we're certainly going to be pulling for you tomorrow. And actually, we're going to be at the game tomorrow.
Yeah, so we look forward to seeing you down there, man. Closing words. You guys have questions for any more questions? You good?
No, I just like to see him play. I like the way he handles that corner. He, like I said, reminds me a little bit of the Darrell Reavers.
Yes, definitely.
From the Jets.
The island, baby.
The island, oh yeah. And he doesn't shy away from it. You know, he plays the next play. You got to have a sharp memory as a cornerback. He definitely brings that to the table.
Most definitely.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, obviously, man, we thank you for calling in, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow evening. We pray you have a great game, you stay safe, and let's keep those Wildcats going tomorrow night.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes,
God bless. Go Wildcats.
Hail Wildcats, yes, sir. Good night.
Daryl, you know, that young man was an incredible running back, okay?
Yes, he was.
He didn't really get the look he should have got at Florida.
Yes, he was.
But he was the real deal.
Right.
No doubt about it. And I didn't want to bring that up about Coach Woody, but it was interesting to hear what he had to say. Because when you see him run it one time, it's a difference.
Right.
It's a real difference.
And, you know, the thing is just, you know, when I first met him, we feel right at home. We have some you know, mutual contacts that we know well, and just humble guy, you know, an upstate guy who's like humble as can be, just, you know, ready for it. You know, what can I do to help? That's one of those, you know, roll up your sleeve guys. You know, I'm here, I'm in it. So, you know, put me in, coach. Let me go. And
you really got a raw deal at Temple with the original coaching staff that was there. Mm-hmm. They really did him wrong in that regard.
Right.
But when the new coach came in, the new coach talked about what a class individual this young man really was.
Definitely.
He rolled his sleeves up, moved over to the defensive side of the football, and learned his craft and balled out. You know, and so you gotta love that.
A funny story, real quick, about Iverson. You know, we were standing out doing our famous cookouts for the football team, and you know, Gene was out there. Gene Dezen, our recruiting coordinator and analyst, and you know, Gene was like, man, I've called this guy, I can't get him on the phone or what have you. And lo and behold, at that point in time, he never knew, they never knew each other. We're Haitian, right? So Gene gets on the phone with his mom, and they just go way back. I mean, it's just like a whole story, and the rest is history. Iverson's coming to Bethune-Cookman. So, it's just, it's things like that. It's, that's true recruiting. That's true recruiting, the relationships and the building.
It's a number of connecting the dots.
It is.
Dots that you sometimes don't even know are there.
Right,
that are so key in developing those relationships.
And the thing is that, we've struggled with in years past, we can't get that guy. But nothing beats a try, and what happens?
Well, I don't think we'll be saying that here in the near future. Not with this coaching staff. And I think Gene is going to do a tremendous job.
Gene's going to do
as
a great
recruiter.
job. Already has and still doing it. And
he's going to do a great job for
looking
us.
to do great things. We've covered it before, but just to look back at the spring game, and I know, it was transition time, but to look back at the spring game and see all the recruits on the sideline and things of that nature, it was remarkable.
It's something I was thinking about when we were doing the show tonight. I thought there was a young man who was with us the last 3-4 years. He was supposed to be a senior this year. He was a safety, Devontre Hampton. Whatever happened?
Devontre transferred. I cannot Catamount.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he did. I think that's yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Wish him well, but I knew he started as a freshman.
Right. It's just, man, I got a text today from a former Wildcat who was like, I'm a linebacker who's like, I'm looking to come back, it's like for my final season. And, shout out to Kevin Thomas.
Okay.
So it's just, it goes way back, I'm sorry, Western Carolina.
So they are the Catamounts.
Right. So we sent Hampton there and got Terzado from there. So
that's right.
He's from. So
that's right. That's right.
Definitely.
Terzado did come from there.
Yeah.
But again, I'm gonna bring back NIL. You're going to see movement like that.
There's doors that are being knocked down. And, these kids these young men are looking for opportunity.
That's right.
They're looking for the opportunity.
And it's good that the NCAA is giving them that opportunity.
Right.
I mean, before, wherever you went to school, you was pretty much stuck there.
And I know fans are saying, God, why don't these guys get off of NIL? But
no, that's the nature of the business now.
Yeah.
I started looking back through the roster, and Terzado, it hit me. The light switch came on. He played for Miami Champagnat.
Really?
He won 2
yes, sir.
State championships.
Yes, sir.
And, he is a stellar athlete.
Yes, sir.
He is special.
But like I said, I think that Saturday was not the best for Bethune. As each game, we get better. We're going to get better. We got some athletes. And just hats off to Woody and his staff for going to get these guys late.
Right. Closing words, guys, as we get ready to close it out.
Well, I would say to the BCU fans, hang in there. It's better days coming, and we're going to get better. And just hang in there with us.
Just hang in there.
The foundation, just like that brand new practice field, is being laid. And Raymond Woody is gathering the pieces to fight a battle.
Yes, sir.
And we're coming, in the words of Deion Sanders.
Yes, sir.
Coming.
Definitely.
Yep. So keep on supporting.
Keep on supporting.
Yep.
Definitely keep on supporting.
Guys, is there anything better than watching the foundation being laid for something? We've been champions before. But when you watch the foundation being laid and brick by brick and developing a winning culture by doing things the right way
from the ground up,
there's nothing better than watching that.
It's nothing better. It makes you want to really be a part of it and I got to be a part of this, man. I got to be a part of it. I don't want to be no bandwagon. I don't want to be let me help lay my brick to build it up.
You can see it by virtue of when we go to practices and just what like we say, this is a work in progress. But the one thing I know, we're going to get better because we practice so well, so hard.
Definitely.
And it's consistency. It's no
very
slacking
consistent.
off.
Right. No.
As you move through, something you do well and you do often, if you do it the right way, it becomes a part of
your nature.
It does.
There's an old term, and I don't want to get back in my education bag, but there's an old term called psycho-cybernetics. And I had this in a psychology class. What stunned me is that of all people, a football coach used this term, this concept, to coach his team. A great football coach by the name of Dr. Jerry Claiborne, who won at Maryland and Kentucky. And what it was, psycho-cybernetics, is you do something so frequently, so well,
it
it becomes second nature.
Yes, sir.
To you.
Yep.
And
with your eyes closed, as we
yeah,
say.
Right. That's
with
exactly what's happening with this football team.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Keep on supporting. Tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. We hope you'll travel down to Miami Gardens with us. 7:30 p.m. Hard Rock Stadium as our Wildcats face off against the Miami Hurricanes. If not, catch it on the ACC network and also on the Call Cat Eye network. They will be on the call. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't stop supporting. Please don't stop supporting, whether it's the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Club, it's the 1923 Society, or it's the Champions Club. We're all working to make things better. The first two are for football. Champions Club for all sports. Yep. So we want you to help out. Help out. It's some things changing. It's some things changing. And those people who you didn't think were listening are listening. For Mr. Ralph Smith, Mr. Larry Wesley, I'm Darold Williams on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Have a good night, Hail Wildcats.
Hail Wildcats.
Hail Wildcats.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bethune-Cookman University alma mater.